Tonight I'm going to be talking. We had some really good training on if y'all will do me a favor and go ahead and mute your computers for me. I don't know how to do it on this one, so y'all are going to have to do it for me. I'll figure it out eventually. So, I just came back from the Success Club trip, and there was so much, awesome things that we learned, and they had a top 10 panel at one point in time, and it was really awesome. And so I brought back so much to share with you guys, not only in announcements and fun, exciting stuff that is starting to happen, but also just in good tips and tricks and things that, a lot of the top successful coaches had. So before we do that, I want to welcome some of the new coaches, Rita and Amber, Larissa, and Alexis. Welcome to Team Persevere, and if this is your first call, we're super excited to have you. Okay, so our announcements. Beachbody On Demand just came out with an app. Super excited. It's available on Apple right now. I don't know if you guys saw my message, but I know that a lot of you are Android, and that's kind of frustrating. But the reason that they do it with Apple first is because all of Apple's products are the same operating system. Whereas with Android, there's different operating systems depending on where it's at. And so it allows them to, develop the app, get it out, and then kind of work out all the kinks that they're having before they release it on Android. It will be in the works, so know that it's coming. It's just not here yet. Country Heat is the new program with Autumn Calabrese, 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Hammer and Chisel. I'll be real honest and say that, when I first saw the introduction to this video, I was a little skeptical. But then listening to Carl talk about it, it truly is the epitome of what we do and what our company is about. He loves and lives for helping others, and that is his mission. That's why our mission is to help people lead healthy and fulfilling lives. And, he was hearing a lot of, well, I can't do those high intensity programs. I can't do Insanity. I can't do P90X. I can't do Hammer and Chisel. And so they wanted to develop something that would appeal to everyone. And being as that we're really growing our network in Canada, obviously country is super popular in Canada. And so that's where they developed this fun workout. It's 30 days long. The workouts are only 30 minutes, so comparable to Size, how Size has different lengths of workouts. Country Heat is only 30 minutes long. If you're just hopping on, if you guys can do me a favor, I can't mute you on this computer. I'm not really sure how, so if y'all could do that for me, I would really appreciate it. So, that's why they developed this program. It's going to use the 21 Day Fix containers. It looks super awesome. It's going to use new and popular songs. So, surprisingly, in sharing all of that, I've had a lot of interest.
Close the door.
I think somebody is not muted. If y'all will do me a favor and make sure that we're muted.
Close the door.
Let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. Even if it's not something that may work for you, you may have a lot of potential people that are interested into it. So don't count it out. They are also going to have a new flavor for the Recover. Right now it's orange, or it's chocolate, which I'm not going to lie, I love it. It tastes like chocolate milk to me right after my workouts. But they have a new flavor coming out, orange, and it'll be available May 2016. For Summit, you guys have heard me talk about Summit. Make sure you're on the wait list. I know a lot of you are working for your Success Club, your Success Starters ticket. So every year they have a Beachbody Classic competition, which is like a fitness competition for Beachbody using Beachbody programs. So the registration for that is now open. You'll just email, I think it's beachbodyclassic@teambeachbody.com if that's something that you're interested in, and they'll shoot you some information on what to do. There are new qualifications this year for Elite and Premier, and also for Summit and the Success Club trip in 2018. Basically, they're making it so that it really is for coaches who are actively working their business and not just taking advantage of the opportunities with us growing so largely. So for those of you that are pushing for Elite and Premier now, instead of you just having to have your diamonds hit by the very last last week of the month, which is super stressful in December, they can hold that rank any week during December. For Summit, for the 2-star party, you have to be a paid 2-star diamond within the bonus week in May 2016. And you also have to be a team leader, an organization leader, or an executive leader on the leaderboard. So if that's something that you're pushing for and you don't understand that, we can talk a little bit more about that. For the Success Club trip next year, they're going to open up the priority registration. So before, it just used to be 5-star and above, would get first come, first serve. And now it's going to be 2016. So this year, elite and premier coaches will have the availability first. Then it will go to active Success Club Legends, which is anyone that's hit Success Club for 24 months in a row. And then it'll go to active All-Stars, which is Success Club 12 months in a row. Then it will go to Success Starters and then general registration. So this is really going to start to eliminate those who are just registering for the trip ahead of time, but aren't really actively working the business and paying their way to get there. Because honestly, y'all, this is an earned trip. And so right now, anyone and everyone can sign up for it and pay to go. But it's really something to, work for and be earned and celebrated. Last couple things is the new product catalog is now digital download. So you can download that onto your computer or your phone if you're wanting to look at more about what we have available. They just added a 4th vital behavior. We've talked about it. You guys know it's huge in our family, Team Persevere, that the 4th vital behavior is recognition. So obviously we have invite, be a product, be a proof that the product works, our personal development, and now the 4th one that they added is recognition. And this is recognition within your team, which is recognition within your challenge groups, with your challengers, just truly celebrating success for anyone and everyone that you are coming into contact with. And then lastly, you guys know that this week is our sneak peek event. We're doing a little bit different format than what I normally do. This month, it's going to be an actual live event where we will start at 7 o'clock Central Time, and every 5 to 10 minutes I'll post some information and a video. But I'm really going to need your guys' help to be proactive and active in the group. Sharing your story and why you became a coach. And it's okay if you're a brand new coach. In fact, that's really good because most of these people are in the exact same spot that you're in right now. So sharing why you made the decision to become a coach, sharing what you've loved about it so far, even if you've only been a coach for a week. Just really connecting with them. If you guys have prospects, make sure I've posted the link pretty much anywhere and everywhere. Make sure that you're inviting people to that because obviously we love our Fit family. We love Team Persevere and how awesome they are. And so, we want them to be here with us. So if you're not inviting to that, do. I always invite all of my challengers, every single one of them. And then anyone that may have been, asking about what it is that I do or commenting on those. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about our Success Club trip. So you guys saw me come back from the amazing cruise that we went on. We went to the Bahamas and Jamaica, and I can't even begin to describe to you how awesome it was. I've earned the trip the past 3 years, but the first year I was pregnant with Caleb and it just wasn't a good time for me to go. And then last year I didn't get off of the wait list. And then we were also getting married the next month. And so it was a really tough time. And so I was super bummed, and I'm not going to lie, I was probably like you guys where I almost wanted to turn off my news feed because I felt like I was missing out on something awesome. And after having gone on this trip now and being able to come back and share that experience with you guys, I can tell you that I will never miss a trip again. You guys hear me talk a lot about Summit. I haven't missed Summit as a coach in the past 3 years, and it's awesome. It's 5 days, jam-packed activities and bonding and training, but it's a little crazy. I'm not going to lie. It's, just high intensity workouts and just trainings, and it's awesome. Like there's no way to describe it, but this was just a completely different experience. You are truly treated like first class. in everything that you're doing, from the food that you're getting, from the service that you're getting from everyone. And it's just very freeing having that freedom, and having earned the entire trip made it that much more. Y'all, not a dime came out of my pocket except for the souvenirs that I bought while I was off the ship. Every single thing was taken care of. It allowed me to have that time and coach bonding. I met so many other coaches. That was the greatest thing about it, was being on this trip. And I mean, I've never been on a cruise, so I can't tell you what it's normally like, but being on a cruise where if you sit down at dinner and you're seated with other people, you immediately have something to talk about or connect with, and just sharing our stories with each other, and, learning different tips and tricks, and just really having that time and bonding. We got to hear a lot of good stuff from the top coaches, but in a smaller environment, meaning, we were there, it can very much seem sometimes like they are reality TV celebrity stars when you're in such large places. But this was just a great time to have that smaller connection with them, and just really get to learn from them and, talk to them. And so if my pictures didn't do it enough justice, I hope me saying that it was honestly truly amazing, and I cannot wait to have you guys with me next year in Punta Cana, and just getting to fellowship with you guys and having that freedom just to enjoy it, and experience it. And so, during the trip, they talked a lot about things that we talk about on a regular basis, as far as consistency and why that's important, and how to get on these trips. Y'all, I haven't done anything crazy. I'm not that crazy coach that has Success Club 500 every single month, or 50, or I literally have been consistent within Success Club 5 and Success Club 10. And so you guys know what it takes to get there. You have the tools, you have the training. It's just a matter of showing up day in and day out, and being able to do that. And so I say that to say, I didn't do anything crazy last year, or the years before that I'm not teaching you guys to do. I just was consistent day in and day out, and I made it a non-negotiable to say, I'm going to hit Success Club or the 3 Lives Club. I'm going to hit Success Club 10 or the 5 Lives Club every single month. And I just went from there. And so one of the things, that I always talk about is why Success Club is so important. Well, not only do we have the fun perks and the rewards and all of that, but it's truly the foundation of your business, because it's creating that culture of change. Our mission is to help people lead healthy and fulfilling lives. And Success Club is just a direct correlation of that. It means you're being consistent. You guys know I love the compound effect. You all get it. And he talks about the big mo, your momentum shift. And it comes from doing those things that seem unsexy and boring and mundane and like they don't matter every single day. That's why you hear me say this business is really easy to do, but it's also really easy not to do. Because how many of you have sat there during the day going, I just don't feel like posting on Facebook today? Or I just don't feel like sending out any invites or just talking with people. It's really easy to just blow off that 5 to 10 minutes, but it's also really easy to sit down and spend 10 minutes and just talk to people. And so, our job is to help people. And so Success Club is just a direct reflection of how many people we're helping. So Melanie Mitro talked a lot about creating that culture of Success Club. And I, really strive myself to be doing that for you guys. And so I ask you to really think about, are you doing that for yourself and for your coaches? Are you creating that culture? So if I went and saw, or if your life was on reality TV and I could see what you were doing every single day, would your coaches be successful with what you're doing? Are you walking the walk? Are you getting up and doing your workout? Are you drinking your Shakeology? Are you sharing your story on social media? Are you inviting to our challenge groups? They talked about it, and it's funny is that even for them, we all have rough months, guys. I can't tell you how many, I could name off, and looking at my calendar ahead of me, last year, which months were my rough months, where I didn't feel like anyone was answering me, where I felt like I was inviting, and I wasn't getting any responses, where I just was having objection after objection after objection. And so that's where we come into play. Number one, we've all been there. We all go through it. I don't have people knocking down my door saying, I want to join your challenge group. I'm in the trenches with you guys every single day. I'm sending out my invites. I'm posting on social media. I'm doing my workouts. And when I don't do my workouts, obviously I share that because it's the reality of life. And so that's where you come to us. If you should never suffer in silence. So post on our team page, guys, I'm, sending out invites and I just feel like I'm getting no response, or everyone's just telling me no. Okay. Well, what do we always say about no? It's not a no, it's just a not right now. And ask for different suggestions. Try something different. If you've been a coach for a year and you have hit Success Club 2 months, take a look at your track record and what is it that you're doing. That's spelled wrong too. Sorry for that. If you feel like you're bringing coaches in and they just aren't doing anything, look at your systems. Bonnie Ingalls said it best where she talks about keep it simple. Sometimes we can get to that point to where we feel like we get into management mode, especially as you advance your team to Emerald and Diamond and so forth. And so you go into management mode and you think that you need to do all these leadership things. And while those are great, you still need to make sure that you're keeping it simple with your coaches, because I'm going to talk about it in a little while, but we all can be squirrels at times, where there's 500 different shiny objects to do or trainings to do. And reality, that's not going to get us anywhere. So you need to make sure that you're keeping it simple for yourself and for your coaches. What are the simple activities that you did to hit Success Club? So if you go look back, if you're not tracking how many people you talk to, then, do that. Go back and say, hey, I talked to 45 people last month. I had 8 Success Club points. And look at what that conversion looked like so that you know where you can push forward this next month. Recreate that with your coaches and just share exactly what you're doing. Don't overthink it. Don't put too much into it. Just keep things simple. If you're not inviting daily, then people can't join you. I don't know how many times I'll have coaches say, well, I'm just not hitting Success Club. And I'll say, well, how many people have you talked to this week? Well, 5. Well, okay, there's probably part of our problem right there, is that you're not talking to enough people. I think it was Anita Myron talked about how, you guys know, I always say 1 in 10 typically say yes, because it's a lot of what statistics say. A lot of the top coaches said they think 1 in 30 say yes. So if that's really true, and 1 in 30 says yes, and we want to hit Success Club 5, that means we need to figure out how to talk to 60 people this month. And that comes into play with your marketing plan. You guys know I put it out there every single month for you. If you go look at my Facebook and my newsfeed, you can see for the past 1.5 years, I've been consistent. Every month, the beginning of the month, I have a challenge group. The second week of the month is typically when I start that. The third week of the month is my sneak peek, and then I end out the 4th week of the month with another challenge group. Every single month, it's the same thing. So if you're advertising at the beginning of the month, it allows you to, it typically takes about a week for you, or a 1.5 weeks for you to promote something. So that allows you to hit Success Club by the middle of the month so that you're not feeling struggling by the end. And then you just continue to repeat it. I know that as a new coach, it can be super frustrating if you feel like you're posting, you're inviting, and nothing's happening. But let me tell you, if your plan is the same every single month, it may not work those first 6 months, but by month 7, that person's going to look and go, oh, that's right, she's got a challenge group coming up this week, and I really want to try it, because they know they've seen you be consistent with it every single day. And so, it's the same with our sneak peeks. If you guys aren't talking about the sneak peek, no one's going to know that you have them. Like I said, don't go into management mode. You have to continue to do the vital behaviors. I think it was Amy Silverman really talked about staying in phase 1. No matter where you're at in your business, no matter what it is that you're doing, continue to do those 4 vital behaviors every single day. Hey, it's a numbers game, guys. We are truly, if you did not listen to yesterday's National Wake Up Call, go do it. Chelsea Pearson really spoke to me. I love her about how awesome she was about how we are building relationships and truly having a genuine interest in people and their health and who they are and their struggles. But again, if we aren't talking to people, we don't know what's going on to them. We don't have the ability to listen to them. You have to talk to people. So you have the power to choose. You have the power to choose who you work with. You have the power to choose who you bring onto your team. I know as a new coach, we kind of get, oh my gosh, I just want everybody and anyone on our team. In reality, that's honestly not how life works. You get to choose who you want. And so I always talk about, it's in your Persevere planner, about how to create your avatar and who your perfect coach is or who your perfect challenger is. Take the time to write down those qualities. Number one, I think it was Anita talked about, write down those 10 qualities of what you want out of a challenger or a coach. And then look at yourself, and do you have all of those qualities? And then start creating and crafting your post speaking to that person. And they may not be your friends yet, and that's okay, but you're going to start drawing in those people because of how you're posting. So you're speaking directly to them. Then Lindsay Matway really talked about how when she started, she had 129 friends. And she was a new mom going through life struggles. A lot of you may be in that same place right now. So think about where your perfect challenger, or who, for me, it's just me, who I was 3.5 years ago. I was a single mom struggling with depression and anxiety, and I was recovering bulimic, and I just didn't really view myself as important or have that confidence. And so, at the time, that's really who I was talking to. And so now I talk to the old me, that old person that doesn't have that confidence in themselves, that woman that, doesn't feel like they're good enough for anything, because I know what it's like to be there. And so when you're, thinking about that, think about where you may find that person. If you're a new mom, well, what do new moms normally do? Well, they have baby pictures taken. So you may be in a group with moms that, are doing, having their pictures done. It's real easy to comment on cute baby pictures or to make connections with new moms. They talked about support groups and, maybe getting involved in a group at your church. Some women are super outspoken and love the Meetup app and connecting with other moms in their area. That's another great way. But it's just really easy to connect with someone that you are already, that you already share a common interest. If you're maybe in like a local group, like if you live in a suburb of somewhere and you're in your local, neighborhood group, that's another way to connect with people. Maybe your kids go to the same school, or maybe you have a hobby of drawing and you're in a drawing group, something to just find a common interest and connect with people, because more than likely they are in the same place as you. And then Amy Silverman talked about how the 3-foot rule, and I loved it, and I think it's so true, especially with today's day and age. Y'all, it takes time to build a following up on your social media. It's not going to happen overnight. It took me probably a good year and a half before I felt like I had a strong following and people were actually watching what it was I was doing and following me for that. And so while you're growing that, while you're doing that, have the 3-foot rule, meaning put your phone down, uncross your arms, and talk to people. When you're at the grocery store, if someone is within 3 feet of you, talk to them, say hi, strike up a conversation. If you're at one of your kids' games, or if you're on the bus, or wherever it is that you're at, just learning to embrace our human nature and talk to people. Just focus on building that relationship and being genuine versus getting a sale or success club point. And you're going to see how much that really starts to play effect into your business, because people can see how real and how raw you are. Forming, we talk about it all the time. I found this super cool thing. I don't know. I've been a coach for 3.5 years, and I don't know why I've never done this before. If you Google or YouTube how to add an interest list on your Facebook friends, it is super awesome. So basically it's a way for you to go in and create an interest list for maybe it's the new friends that you just added, or maybe it's the friends, maybe it's on your your 100-person Mac Daddy list. You can go and you can create essentially a news feed of just those people, so that when you sit down to do your 10 minutes of forming and your power hour, where you're commenting and liking on people's pictures and pages and that kind of thing, they're all right there in one news feed. So you're not being a squirrel and just Facebook scrolling, because how much of a time suck is that? You actually have a focused plan of action. So they talked about how their goal was to form at least 10 to 15 people a day. So this isn't your inviting. This is just forming, building those relationships, commenting on people's photos, liking their statuses, engaging in, conversations with them. And then they had some pretty high numbers for inviting. But again, if you're wanting to hit it hard, Anita Myron talked about how she invited 30 people a day. And so obviously that's crazy to some, but some people have high aspirations to have 500 Success Club points. So finding your balance of what that is, but know that talking to 2 people a day versus talking to 30 people a day is potentially why you're seeing the difference in Success Club points or lives changed on our team. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you are not uncomfortable, you are not growing. Think about it like our fitness journey, y'all. It didn't happen overnight. Most of us didn't even want to get started in the first place. Sometimes we still hate getting up to work, to work out, but we do it. And so if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not continuing to move forward. You are never failing if you don't give up. And that's kind of been my motto. If I don't give up, then I'm never going to fail. I'm just going to figure out how to fix it and continue to move forward. So if you're sitting there and you're feeling like you're pretty complacent with where you're at, you're not doing something right. Figure out how to make yourself uncomfortable, whether it's you're talking about the coaching opportunity more, whether it's you're reaching out to people more, whatever it is, figure out what that uncomfortableness is. Understanding your role as a coach. This one is really huge, and I think that I struggle with this as well, with having so many new coaches on our team, is that you guys have the tools at your fingertips. I am going to be right there alongside of you, cheering you on, giving you everything that you need to be successful. But at the end of the day, no matter where you're at in your business, no one is going to build your business for you. It's like the oxygen mask on a plane, where if it comes down, you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can put it on your kids. And it's the same thing with your business. You have to show up day in and day out. You have to be the one to put in the work. I'm not going to do it for you. Your upline's not going to do it for you. You have to be able to do it yourself. 80% of your business should be about yours, and the other 20% should be about your team and your coaches. So if you're at that place in your business where you feel like, you're growing your team, you're, getting into that leadership position, and you feel like you're spending a lot of time on your coaches and you're seeing some inconsistencies in your, oh no. Know how to get this off. Well, it's just gonna have to stay there. If you feel like you're seeing some inconsistencies, then there's a reason for that. It's because you're spending more time on your coaches. You still have to do your vital behaviors as well. Like I said, always stay in phase 1. The minute you get out of phase 1 is the minute you're going to start to see a decline in your business. So making sure you're doing your 4 vital behaviors and getting those in before you're doing everything else. Raise your standards. If you want more, then go after more. 30 invites may seem crazy to you, but if you are tired of sitting in that same job that you've been in for the past 5 years, then do something about it. We're right there to support you every single day. And yes, is it going to take a little bit more work right now? Absolutely. But I promise you the end result's going to be 100 times better. Use your challenge groups as a way to help. This is something that I've started doing in our challenge groups, and I would love if you guys would really start encouraging your challengers to do it, and then also doing it yourselves with us, where we're doing, the daily or weekly contest. You guys know that I love my Water Wednesdays. Having them start to post that on their walls and tagging you. Not only is it going to do the work for you in showcasing that, hey, I'm doing this challenge groups, and, we're really, trying to drink more water, or hey, the challenge in my group today was to see how long we could hold a plank. Snapshot your stopwatch to see how fast you went. But it's showing your challengers that they can naturally do what you're doing already. And so that's why you see me post those challenges like, hey, tag me and your upline. But if you guys start doing it as well, it's the same as in our challenge groups. If they see you doing it, then they're going to do it. So it's just another fun way. I'm also starting to incorporate more, fun challenges and prizes, and because who doesn't love free stuff? And it's incentivized. Just like we love free stuff as coaches, they love free stuff as challengers. And whether it's just like a couple of things from the, Target dollar section, or it's, a couple sample packets of Energize or a different flavor of Shakeology. Whatever it is, people love free stuff, and then it encourages them to do even better. Non-negotiables. I really wish I could move this thing. like I said, the 4 vital behaviors, getting those in every single day, that should be a non-negotiable. And that should say 4 on the second post. But one of them talked about, especially as a new coach, you feel like you have nothing to post about on Facebook. I know that we have the content strategy that I share with you guys that gives you tips, but you have something to post about in your vital behaviors. If you're doing your personal development, which you should be, then you have something to post about. Posting a takeaway from that book, or posting a quote that you loved. Not only is that, showing that, A, you're being consistent and being a better you, but it's also giving people motivation, giving people hope. Because I don't know how many times I've posted something about a book I'm reading, and I've had someone say, oh my gosh, this is totally what I needed to read today. And so people are watching that. And so start doing that. When your upline sends you a gift, is a great way to showcase recognition. Hey, look, I just got this free book for, doing whatever, or joining the team, or hitting Success Club, or advancing in rank. Again, it's that recognition. Same thing with our challengers. I try and recognize anything and everything. If someone posts that they had a non-scale victory, y'all, we should celebrate that from the rooftops, because y'all know how much I hate the scale anyways. So what better way than to share a non-scale victory? Asking them, or you guys know that most of our challengers get permission to take a picture of it and crop out their name or black out their name and share how awesome or the good things that are going on in our groups. Treat your business like a business. If you want this to be a hobby, then it's going to be a hobby. You have to set hours, you have to be disciplined, and you have to be consistent. This is why I preach to you guys about the power hour and how important it is for you to set your timers, because I promise you, I understand how much of a time suck things can be. And you look up from your computer and 4 hours later, you go, what did I just do? And so you have to set your hours, and you have to be disciplined with them. You have to work from some sort of list, or have some sort of organization to know this is what I'm going to get done in this short amount of time, because all of us have crazy busy lives, whether it's 2 jobs, kids, sporting activities, whatever it is, we all have stuff going on. So you have to be disciplined. This was one of my favorite ones. Never compare yourself to anyone else. There is only one you in this world. And so we don't need another Monica. We don't need another Julie. We don't need another Kaylee. We just want you. And so your goal should be to be the best you every single day, and try and be better at that. So it's just like our fitness journeys, y'all. Don't compare yourself to where someone else is at in their business, because they are completely different than you. You are what's important, and you matter. And we want you. So be true to yourself. Be in a constant state of growth. Again, this comes with the uncomfortableness. If you're not constantly learning, constantly growing, or you're feeling like you're just okay right now, then go watch a YouTube video, or go find something to learn, or a new training to try. I'm constantly finding new ways and innovative ways to change things up. So you should always be in a constant state of growth. Have focused time. Like I said, this goes along with your business hours. There are a lot of time sucks and shiny objects, and don't be a squirrel. I am a squirrel all the time. I was just having this conversation with my best friend. Like, I'm constantly like, oh, maybe I should try that, or, oh, maybe I should go do that training, or do this. And then you look down and you've done all of this stuff, but you haven't actually done anything with it. And so don't just do, don't think, is what Amy said. Have a plan and believe in you. Guys, this business, yes, it's easy to do, but it can be hard. But if you truly believe in what it is that you're doing, and you truly believe in helping others, and you truly believe that you're going to be successful, I promise you that you will. Because from personal experience, I can tell you, after being in this business 3.5 years, there are days you have peaks and valleys. It goes up and down. But I have truly, truly believed that no matter what, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to achieve the things I want to achieve. It may not be on my timeline, but I will get there. And that's what's kept me going day in and day out. When no one was responding to me, when no one was commenting on my statuses, I got up and I showed up the next day. And it's the same way with our fitness journey. When we feel like the scale's not moving and I'm not seeing any changes, I promise you're going to turn around and you're going to look a year from now. And if you continue to be consistent with those behaviors, you are going to be blown away with where you're at. Do not life get in the way of what you want. No matter what, it's going to happen. Let it be your story. The more you talk about your story, the more you find positivity in the crappy events, the more people are going to relate to you. And guys, that's going to come from your personal development. I've been through more shit, excuse my language, in the past 3.5 years than I think I've been through my entire life. But because of that personal development, because of filling my cup up, I found ways to turn it into something positive. Doesn't mean it was easy. Doesn't mean I didn't have pity party days and weeks that sucked where I just cried and didn't want to do anything. But I had you guys, and I had a way to continue to keep going. So truly have that belief in yourself and, filling up that cup, and know that if you want it, you can go get it, but you've got to put in the work. Oh no. Okay. So this was my favorite thing that Amy Silverman said, and I promise it's going to cut me off, but she went on a little bit of a preaching here. And she said, no matter what, people are going to judge you, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're fat, whether you're skinny. So who cares? Go out and love what you do and do what you love every single day, and don't worry about what anyone else says. So your guys' homework is to make your marketing plan for April. I will post mine like always. Take it. Write down when your challenge groups are going to be in April so that you know what it is you're inviting to. I'm going to post the YouTube video of the Elite 10 panel from the cruise where I got a lot of this information from. Go watch it, and then be live in our sneak peek on Thursday and share your story so that we can really help encourage the rest of the potential Team Persevere Fit family. I love you all. It's going to cut me off. If you have any questions, I'll post the recording on the page and answer them below.